Hello everyone, welcome back. Let's continue with our graphic design course. Actually, just a beginner kind of thing to just get the basics while using the mobile phone. It's our application Pixel app that we were using in lesson 1. Now we are on lesson 2. When I open it, it's asking me to confirm because I close the app. They say they auto saved it. Do I want to recover? Maybe your phone went off that you did not know, or the app crashed or something that you do not wish for it to happen. This is where autosave comes into play. If I take autosave, we show back the previous page that I had before the application closed unexpectedly. Maybe I would have closed by taking the exit button like we saw last time, the exit. After taking the 3 dots on the top right, if I took the 3 dots and took exit, you will not do but an autosave. This autosave is just when you close it through other means, not through the normal means you will actually close an application. So if I take OK, for example, if I just take OK, this is a PC trace I wrote last time that's brought back the previous page. If I did not, it will go back to the default new page. We just have that new text and that's all. So today we'll be talking about this bottom portion. The icons at the bottom. Last time was the icon at the top. All those icons at the top. The top portion we have already seen how they function. Now let's look at those at the bottom. At the bottom you can see that it's separated into two, just like the top also. The bottom we have this first line of my projects, and then under then you have the other icons. But on this first line where you have my projects, if you click on it, you have all the projects you have saved. Last time we showed how to save a project by clicking on the save and taking save as project, or you save as PLP file, any of them, the same thing. So if you click on projects, you see all the projects that have been saved. For example, I've clicked on projects. These are all the projects I've ever been doing with this phone, but that's not the focus. Just wanted to see how it works. And then beside this my projects, to the right of it, we have various styles for backgrounds and like defaults to begin. So if you want to begin with the default, you choose this default one, which is the first option after my project. Then you have this thing, keep calm, and so on. All those designs there just show you like a way to begin. So if I choose one of them, my beginning or the settings that will apply to my particular design will resemble one of these. So what I'm saying, for example, if I choose this first one, which is default, this is the default page, that page that you open when you have not yet done anything. If I did not open but an autosave, is where I will be default. But if I choose this other one that's thin, you can see now that the font style, the type of font, when we talk of font style, is a style of writing. You can see here that the style of writing has changed, and you can see that everything also is in capital letters. You can see if I go to this one default, you can see small letters. With this next one, capital letters, and you can see the background is not just green like the other one. The background for this one is having some lights, bright colors, and then some lines passing there, as you can see. Or you try on your own, you can see better. Maybe on the video the quality will not be showing all the lines for you to see, but as you are following up with your own phone, you can see better there. Then you have the third one, thin, and so on. You can see just the way the things are very different, very different. So if you want to start to work on something and you notice that one of these styles at the bottom resembles what you want to do, it's easier for you to just choose there and edit and continue than wasting time to do what you could have done already. So for example, let's say you wanted to design something like this one. Instead of you to go and put the background red, you put these icons. The first icon, you put this keep calm. After you put the text, what you could simply do is just choose it. So far as it comes, you just replace. But now that I've clicked on it while I already have text, they will tell me that the progress will be lost, because when you choose this, it remodifies and takes the default of that particular option you have chosen, sorry. So after choosing any of them, that's how it's going to do. It's going to cancel what you had before and replace with what you have put now. So let me just take cancel. That's all about this first line. You can choose any of them to see how it works. Any of them, depends. So far as there's one that gives you what you need or how you want the design to look like, you choose it. So that's all about this first line. The next line, where you have these three circles that intersect, we have the capital A and then the other shapes. The first shape, where you have the three circles that intersect, is for showing your whole design. Going back to the main page, let's put it that way. You're on the main page, like on the first page, on the home page, no matter how you want to call it. That's what we do on that first one. The first one where everything intersects, where you have the circle. Then we have capital A, is for text modification only. Let me go back to the default so that we can be working, and those that already watched the first lesson can easily follow up. This is how our first lesson was. This one with A is for modifying text. So for example, if I want to, when you open this Pixel app, this is your first page. So if I want to maybe type something, like last time I put PC drills, I can come to this edit up on the top left. I choose edit. There's also another option. Instead of me choosing from the top, I can come but down. I choose this letter A and then I choose edit. It's the same thing. I put my text. Let's say PC drills. PC drills. After writing, you take OK. Let's just say lesson 2. Let me add another text. After putting PC drills, to add a second text, you have to use a plus up. Then you take text to create a different text. When you're creating your text, you can see it that's selected by the box surrounding it. Let me just edit this and put lesson 2. And that's it. I'm writing both of this to show how the icons below work, because the icons below are actually modifying things that are already there. But up, you can deal with things, you can put things, you can remove things from up. But down, you can also delete and put things. But down mostly deals with things that are already available on the screen that you're already seeing. Then up, you insert them. This letter A deals with text. Capital A, it deals with text. Remember I said the first portion down, where the three circles intersect, that's the home page. So if I'm here, I want to go back to where I was before. I've clicked many things. I want to go back to where I was before. Just click on the screen and try clicking on these three circles that intersect. So now you are back on the first page. A letter A is to modify text. So if I want to put these PC drills to be bold, italic, underline, and so on, so far as it's text, I use the letter A. Like I said, to be bold, if I want bold, I look among the options. This first one is styles. I've given edit, delete, copy to front to back, position, relative position, size, padding, color, texture, and so on. All you need to do, so far as you are dealing with text, go to the text, select it, because you can see here that PC drills has been selected. It's having the box surrounding it. To modify this particular one, since it's the one selected, choose it. Choose a letter A for text down, and then you look for the option you're looking for. For example, I wanted bold. I have to look among the options that correspond with text to see if I will see bold anywhere. You can see here there's style. This style here is where you can bold, underline, italic, and so on. For example, if I click this B is bold, and when you click, you can see from the text down on the bottom portion to see if it's what you like. And if it's what you like, or it shows corresponding to what you need, you take the tick. You can see the tick on the right side, and then the X is to cancel, the tick is to confirm that that's what you want to do. So if I want to bold the text, I choose bold. After choosing bold, if it corresponds, I can choose a tick. If I want italic, I can choose also italic, underline, and so on. And you're also seeing the differences at the top. So there's bold, underline, italic, and so on. And one more thing is, it depends too on what you choose at the beginning. So the default style, some default styles will have text that already bold, some ones will have text that already have shadows, already have underline, already have a particular spacing. So modifying them here will not go. I hope it's understood, although it might be confusing to some people, but with time you will get to understand it better as we go further. For example, you can see here that this is bold B. If I choose B, nothing changes. But if I choose underline, it underlines, and I can remove the underline too. And if I choose italic, you can do italic, but the bold does not go. So if I take OK, it remains here with the underline, no bold. Let me choose this lesson 2. You can see that this one down is different from this one up. This one up, the style is not the same as this one down. If I go to edit this one down, I take edit. Instead, I go to put it bold like we did with the other first one. It's bold. Under this style, we have bold here. This bold. You can see there's a difference. When I click the bold, lesson 2 was bolder. If I take italic, lesson 2 is now in italic. If I take underline, lesson 2 is now underline. Because of the style of lesson 2, I'm the one that added lesson 2. It did not count by default. That's why lesson 2 is following all my others. So anything I want lesson 2 to do, it does it. But for this first one that we had it here by default, it only respects some things that correspond to these styles. Like I said before, these styles before, where you have my project on that same line, you have default. Is this default is what brought us this PC drills option up. So if I was using by this second one where you have thin, everything I type will always force to use capital letters. I hope it's understood. We will go deeper as we move forward. Let's look at the next shape. We have left the capital letter A. We are now moving to the two shapes that are the same, one inside the other. This one is for shapes, just shapes. When we say shapes here, we mean anything that's not text is called a shape. So it can be a picture, it can be a square, a rectangle, a triangle, a line, an arrow. That is a shape. A picture, somebody's face, photograph is a shape. So A is for text, this one is for shapes. So if I want to add a shape so that we can see how it works, if I want to add a shape, I take add. If I wanted a shape maybe like a triangle, a rectangle, and so on, I can just click on shapes. When I click on add and I choose shapes, by default a rectangle shows. But if I check down here, I can modify everything about the rectangle. I can, instead of a rectangle, if I wanted a circle, I choose from the option here where we have this box down. Where we have this box, we can choose by using this arrow. If I wanted but a circle, I can choose a circle. If I wanted but half a circle, it's there. If I wanted maybe an arrow, if I wanted maybe a heart, depends on you. Once you have choose it, if it's correct, you can change the color from white to anything. It depends on you. Just have color. This color here. When you choose color, because there are two, there's color and there's gradient. This color, this gradient down. The one that's selected is highlighted. If I choose color, I can choose whether the heart should be in which color. The color only affects the icons that have been selected. And if you look well here, you see that PC Dress has been selected and then the heart also has been selected. But we are under shapes. So this one of a shape will only modify the shape. It will not modify the text. I hope it's well understood. So if I choose a color for the shape, that's the color that comes for the heart, and so on. If I want maybe other things like the stroke, opacity, stroke color, we'll get more into that. But those ones are those are the options you have while dealing with a particular shape, to create a shape. Even if I created a circle, we'll still have all these options to adjust. If it's okay, you take the tick. If it's not okay, you take the cross, the X, to cancel. Since it's okay by me, I take the tick. So now you can see from the bottom that we are dealing with a shape. So with shapes, you can also have many options with shapes. You can maybe when you want to edit anything, you must choose it. I've clicked the shape. Maybe I want to adjust the position of the shape. For example, I can maybe take position. I can maybe use these arrows, move it right, move it left, move it up, move it down, depending on how the arrow is drawn. When it's correct, I take a tick. Then now we also have, after this shape symbol, because we have about 5 of them, we have this main page, we have text, we have now shapes. After shapes, we have now the background. This one now is a background. The background is what's showing behind. Like currently we have the background that's green. You can remove the background totally, or you can change the color from green to another color, or you can put an image there. It depends on you. Like here it's currently green. The first option under for this background is color. If I choose color, I can choose whether it will be color or be gradient. Depends on me. If I choose color, let's say I choose black. You can see now the background is black. If it's black and it's what I like, I take OK. If it's not OK, I choose the one that I like and I take OK. The OK simply means you take the tick. If it's a mistake, I take the X to cancel. And then if I wanted but an image, I choose an image, put the image at the background. I select from where I want to select. You can choose from gallery, you can take a photo with camera, and so on. That's how this portion of background is. And then this other last one is for you to rotate things, and the rotation here is rotating a particular thing you have selected. Then you have this vignette, is to arrange the brightness. For example, here now is currently black, you will not really see the shadow, but if you look at the heart, when I put this on, when I enable it, you can see some differences. Let me just go and use a different color for the background so that you can easily see the difference. Here is the background. Let me put a color like maybe, let me just put the color of maybe this kind of blue. Whether it's blue, let me just put this color. Click OK. If I go now back to this editing of the background kind of thing, I choose vignette. If I take enable, you can see the difference now more clearer because of the color. You see that the shadows surrounding are black. Since it was black on black at the moment, you could not see well. That's the difference. But now you can see better because it's not black. Black on blue is easily visible down when it's black on black. You can choose a color too. It's black on blue. But if I want to choose maybe red on blue, or it should be a different color, I can say modify before I take my tick. But I'm okay with this. I just take my tick and that's all. There's noise and so on. Noise is just to blur some things and disturb some, reduce visibility, that's all. But I don't want noise, I just take X. If I want noise, I take the tick. The brightness, to increase the brightness, reduce the brightness, and so on. It depends on what you are doing and what you like to have at the end. If you like it like this, you take the tick. If you don't like it, you take the X. I've taken the tick, that's why it stays the same, and so on. So if I take contrast, this other one of contrast, sometimes it's tricky. They just have to, if you cannot achieve what you wanted with the brightness, you can take the contrast. Contrast changes and it looks like it's almost a different shape because contrast just filters some particular colors or something like that. You can play around with all the different options to see which one works best for you. Once you are done, if you like it, you take the tick. If you don't like it, you take the X. So those are all of the options on the particular app. You have seen the icons above, you have seen those below. You have tried to see all the icons. So right now, if you have followed lesson 1 and now you are on lesson 2, you can at least reproduce this particular image that I have now like that. So if you can do this and have any error, screenshot, or if you are stuck on a particular portion, just show me that you have this, then I'll be able to guide you further. We learn by doing. If you don't do, you might think you are understanding, in the end you don't understand. So check and see, while following the video, see if you can reproduce this particular page on the screen. Let's see. So that's all for this lesson 2. Lesson 3, we start going deeper and deeper and deeper. So see you in lesson 3.